Hey, this is Andrew Campbell, and today I'm going to be showing you a fun cryptography Python script. It's fairly simple, and it's a fun little way to send a secret message to a friend, where only your friend is able to observe and see the secret message. Um, there is no like encryption in this. It's basically just uh, hiding your message inside of a massive file that, when provided with the correct key combination, the recipient of the secret file is able to get the secret message. So what I'm gonna do here is just a quick example, and I'm gonna actually step through some of the code as well, just so you can see what I did. So right away, let's write a secret message. Okay, so we save that. We can see that I've got the crypto Python, the decrypto Python, and the my secret file. Then it's got some data inside of it. All right. So this is a pretty straightforward Python script, and I haven't written it in a way to optimize it. I've written it in a way that it's logical and it's easy for people to follow. So hopefully what I'm about to discuss with you makes sense. So let's go through right from the beginning. We're using sys module and the random module. Sys is so that we can take some input from the terminal, namely choosing a file to encrypt or to turn into our secret file, and then attaching a special number combination to that file. Okay, here we are. We're creating some lists, some empty lists that get filled up during the process of the Python script. Um, First, I'll come back to these functions here, but let's go to the bottom, and we start right here. Right away, when we use this Python script, we are going to be inputting the secret file. So secret.txt would be right there. The second value would be the number combination that you're going to associate with um, this whole process. Uh, so this is the function. It's going to my secret. So let's jump up to my secret, and then we're working on it right here. Here we are. We've passed the arguments to the function. I'm calling it s file. When I write a script, I give it an s as in sent. It just makes it's a logical. Sent code. Here we are. We're opening a file for reading. So we're opening the s file and we're reading it, and then we're creating a variable, and we're reading absolutely everything in that file into this variable. Okay. Then we're going to do a split message. So what I wanted to do is we're using another function that we create up here, which is right here, and we're actually taking this string and we're splitting every single character, because what we're going to be doing in there is, and you'll see in a moment, is we're going to be doing some work on every single one of those characters. Okay, and right away here we go. So we've created a list here, and we are going to loop through the entire list. And what I'm doing here is, remember we've got our empty list up there. So this stands for me a decimal message. So what I'm doing is I'm actually converting every single character into its decimal equivalent or integer, um, and then creating a list on that. I do the same thing to S code here. And this part here, we're actually looping through that decimal message. So this is that secret message. This is the data that exists inside of the secret.txt. And we're doing something unique here. And we're looping through that every single character in that file or in that message. And we're attaching the character to a new list, and then we're actually going to be creating also appending a random character. And in this case, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 random characters. So after every single character, there could be hundreds of characters in here, I'm putting 5 random characters in between every single one. I have no idea what it is. It's completely random, which will make my message a lot bigger depending on how big the secret message is. But that's okay, because we're trying to obfuscate the data that we're putting into this file. Over here, I've created the deck padding, which is an interesting part of the script in that effectively what we're doing is, so here over in this loop, we're creating the padding. So if my S code, which is the second argument that I put into the script, is 500, I'm going to loop 500 times, and I'm going to create 2 lists, a begin and an end, and they're going to have 500 characters, random characters, inside those lists. Okay? To the end that I'm going to be putting a list at the beginning, my secret message in the middle, and then another list at the very end. And all packed with random characters, except for the middle part that has a known character that's a secret message, but it is also individually split up with the random characters. All right, so we close it, that object, and then we come down. So we've successfully created some lists in that function, and now we're creating another list. It's a lot of lists, but whatever. And here we go. We're putting these things together, packaging it up to get sent. So we got the beginning random list, the messed up secret message list, and then over here, and this is actually a string. And then the final bit of this is that we're going to go out secret, which is basically just creating an output file. Okay, so this is what the data looks like. Let's run it once. And I'll give it 5566. The file has been created. Let's take a look. Output exists, and it's got some significant data in it. See, the original message was 48. The new one is much bigger. Now I'm going to open that up. And you can see what the data looks like. Inside here, we've got our integers, and at a first glance, this looks like nothing, which is totally fine, because we want our secret message to be hidden. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And let's look at the decryption script. Now, the decryption script is pretty straightforward. Essentially, we go down to the beginning. We're going to get the input file. We're going to input the known secret combination. In this case, it's 5566. And so on the receiving end, the user is going to input the file that you've given them and the secret code. And what's going to happen is it's going to go up to our function here, and it's going to, very similar to the encryption, we're going to open up the file. We're going to split on the spaces, because if we remember the file, it had a bunch of spaces in between the numbers. And we have our padding, which we're casting into an integer as well, because it comes in as a string. And this is the interesting part, is that because we have a known number 5566, we know that at the beginning of this text file that there is 5,566 characters at the very beginning, and at the end there's 5,566 at the very end. And that in the middle is is the data that we want. And so effectively what we're doing is we're over here, we're actually pulling out the part that we want. We're cutting out the stuff that we don't need. And here's an interesting part. At this point we are creating a new variable, but we're going to be converting all of those integers back into characters so that they actually look like something. Now, if we were to run this, with a number that doesn't make any sense, we get a lot of hot garbage. Okay, somewhere in there is maybe some part of our secret message, but I don't know where it is, and that's the point of the script. But if we run it with the known good, it comes back with the secret message that we want. Here's the secret message. Don't tell anybody. Which is fun. Here we go. We're joining, and then this is the part that's really unique. Okay, and when we go through we've grabbed the secret message that we know is in there, and as the recipient, I know that there are 5 random characters in between each character. So in the text file, we had an H in there, then we had 5 characters over here. We had an E, then we had 5 characters here. We had an R, 5, E, 5, space, 5, and so on. And basically, we're going to loop through that entire secret message, and that every known iteration, we're going to attach this character that's at that point to a new string. So we had to, through testing, we figured out that every 24th iteration was going to be a character that we wanted. And so we packaged that all up into a string, and here we go. We print it, and we've got our secret message. And that's basically it. And so there's some areas that we can add some complexity to this thing. Namely, we can do a whole bunch more of this, random characters there. You'd have to change the modulus at that point as well, to reflect the changes in the cryptography script. This file can handle quite a bit, right? When I ran it the first time, I just did 5566, but you could do a massive number. Just be aware that that might take a little bit of time, because you're going to be creating that many characters, random characters, at the beginning of the script, of the text file, and that many characters at the end of the text file as well. But if you're looking to obfuscate your text files, then hey, go for it. So there you go. I know that was a little bit of a longer video, but if you found this video helpful or interesting, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And there's going to be a lot more Python and cybersecurity type things on this channel. All right, everybody, have a good one. Bye.